Welcome back to another episode of Simple Chat. My name is Janine Cassio. I am the CEO and founder of Simple Lending Financial. And today we have a very special guest here, Boris Sanchez.
Hi, Janine. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yes. Me and Boris actually met last year around this time in Vegas at AAPL. And it's funny because we're both here in Houston,
Yeah.
but we haven't seen each other, but we stay in touch over social media.
Same circles. Yeah, exactly.
Your social media is killing it, by the way.
Oh,
do
thank
very
you. I
well with
appreciate it.
that.
Oh, man. That says a lot because I actually don't have anybody for it. It's just me.
That's
Little
awesome.
old me.
Love that.
Yeah.
And you're very big on promote it, like celebrating and creating like parties around.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's just kind of, I guess, like my lifestyle. I honestly, for those people that just kind of follow me on social media, that is my lifestyle. I don't really try to, butter up anything or stage anything.
It's just your
it's
authentic
just
self.
Me. Honestly,
but
is.
It works.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So what do you do exactly? Because I know you're a real estate investor yourself, but when we met, you were kind of lending capital too. Like, I think you do a lot within, and then before we even started this podcast, you're saying you're doing software.
Yeah.
So how do you keep like your focus? Like where are you mostly focused on right now?
Yeah. So the way I kind of define it, I own Sanmore Investments. Sanmore Investments has been traditionally two companies in one. One is my investments, commercial real estate investments that I have all over Houston, Miami, and London. And I started a brokerage just because people were asking me so much, like, how can I do what you're doing? So we actually have a brokerage as well, aside from my operations in investing. Lately, in the past year, we have been developing software, which I have yet to formally announce. But yes, it's coming, and it's in line with what we're doing. It's in line with real estate and real estate investments. I think it's going to solve problems that investors see, and as well as lenders. What makes us and our brokerage a little different is that we actually package and marry the properties to lending already. So we give people options on lending already. So it's like we take it one step ahead of your normal just brokerage of saying, like, here's the price, you go figure it out.
Yeah, you're there to simplify the process and help them every step of the way. I love that. That's very cool. So what would you say is like your best advice? Say you could talk to your younger self, Boris 10 years ago. What would be your main point that you would give them?
So I've been in the business about 14 years, started when I was in like mid 20s. And so I was some kind of young, although, I see these guys 19, 20 years old, right? And I'm like, dang, I wish I could have started then.
Yeah.
But if I could go back and I give this advice to them, and I will give myself this advice, is start learning. Mm-hmm. Start learning and don't look back. Don't wonder what you're doing. More like just focus yourself. Realize that real estate is literally the best industry in this planet. You know what I mean? It really is. It made people money back, 200 years ago. It made people money today. And so it produces.
I always say the best time is now.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
If you're thinking about getting into real estate, it's always now. People always get caught up on, should I invested yesterday or the rates were yesterday? Don't worry about what they were yesterday or what they are in the future. The best time is now.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. So for those people that are like, I should have done this 20 years ago, that time is now. Mm-hmm. That, like, you look at yourself at 20 years, that in 20 years from now, you're going to be saying the same thing. So why not start today? Start investing, start learning, this isn't a race. It's not about who's the youngest. It's not about who's the oldest, who's the most money. It's about learning. It's about, doing, and it's about making money and making a comfortable living for yourself. And so that's what we're doing. That's what we do for our clients. We advise them, and in traditionally the way I've been investing, which is a little bit different than most people who invest in commercial real estate are.
And if I could ask you how you kind of dove into these other markets, right? Being a Houston local guy, maybe you felt comfortable investing here, but London, wow, that was amazing.
Yeah.
So do you travel there often? Do you know the market well, or do you kind of study it from afar? Like, how does someone internationally start investing?
I was always a traveler ever since I was young. I have pictures of flying when I was like a baby. But I've always loved traveling. And when I was right before I joined, the real estate industry, when I was 25, I went and I lived in London for a while and got my master's degree out there. And so I really got to experience the market from a tenant kind of position, right? And it was impossible. Even this was we're coming out of a recession, and it was impossible to find an apartment, a decent apartment for a decent price. It's the type that landlords would put up, and then they would have a line of people out the door waiting to rent. I think it's the world's largest landlord-friendly economy. I think it's the most international city on the planet. And so, I wanted to be on the other side of the table. Mm-hmm. It's like, man, how cool would it be to be a landlord out there? And so now we're doing it. I mean, obviously from here, it's a little hard to manage, but thankfully I have a great partner out there.
Great. Yeah.
Who's actually doing that and helping us grow.
Someone with boots on the ground.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, you need it.
London's absolutely expensive too, right?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more expensive than New York, I think, right now. Wow, mm-hmm. That's very cool. What is your biggest mission? What keeps you motivated to go each day and grind each day and keep learning and having that mindset?
What keeps me growing is, it varies, right? I mean, as I kind of grow into my career, I wanted to have a comfortable financial future for my family. And now I have a family.
You have a brand new little baby.
Brand new baby girl. You know what I mean? It's she is.
She keeps you going.
She's sure. My motivation right here. And obviously, like my wife and my baby, my family together, in the larger sense of the word, is my motivation. I want to be able to secure a future where I have the freedom to spend as most amount of time with them as possible, rather than just like I'm working myself to death. They are killing it. They're out there having vacations, but I can't even leave the office. Mm-hmm. Because it's like I'm just working to pay for it all. So I would rather have the freedom than rather just kind of kill myself to earn more.
And what kind of makes you feel like you've hit that point? Because if we could dive in a little bit about your car collection and all of that, I would definitely say you're there, right? You're at the point of true success. And was there a certain point? Was it after you bought the Ferrari, or I'm not sure how many cars you have, but what makes you feel like you hit that point of true success? And
thank you. So the car collection, I've always been a car fanatic, and I'm a traditionally different kind of guy. I think I was just talking about it with my friend this morning. I'm like, look, most guys will buy Lambos and stuff like that to show off the living, and actually it helps on sales. I'm not hitting anybody. I think it's great. But I do it to kind of like as a personal trophy. You know what I mean? I keep them in a glass case and everything like that. Mm-hmm. I ride around on them, of course I do, but they're more of like my personal trophies and like a testament of my hard work thus far, right? What really does speak to wealth is freedom. Mm-hmm. So freedom to be able to say, hey, let's go to the Virgin Islands tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's go here, let's go there. Be able to take off anytime I want, or be able to spend as much time as I can with my family, And so I'm proud to say that I'm working towards that. Right now, I feel like I could take any day off, except, some days are very crucial and I have to be here. And so we're working towards that, slowly, where I'm like, okay, I can just, I'll be able to take my family anywhere tomorrow if I wanted to.
Very cool. Mm-hmm. How do you feel that, and maybe you don't utilize private lending, which I think you do, but how do you feel that private lending helps your business and investment business?
Absolutely. I think, I'm a heavy believer in private lending. I'm a fanatic of it. It's literally what started my wealth creation, the largest, my first ever deal in commercial was an 8-unit apartment complex. Nice. And I used private lending. I used hard money in order to buy it, renovate it. And then it earned me way more than any home flip that I've ever done. It earned me around $250,000. Nice. Completely changed my life. Mm-hmm. But more than changing my life, it changed my mindset about, what it is that the power of private lending can do, right? It can create wealth rather than just, getting a good deal and then trying to walk in a Chase bank and trying to get money for it. That's probably not going to take you anywhere. Not unless you're like the perfect borrower. So looking into other areas of lending, such as private lending, really actually helped me take off. And I started experimenting with that same model with like hard money and hard money refinance, temp to perm, and I started becoming like almost like a nerd about it. And I started studying it, and it was great. That. Yeah, most of the time I find myself to find my motivation within.
Love that.
My first business I started was when I was 7 years old, and I've really never stopped. I've been a serial entrepreneur since. I've owned, consulting businesses, car dealerships, e-commerce stores. I finally landed in real estate, and I've just been still here. But as you can see, with software and everything like that, I'm evolving.
Always evolving.
I'm evolving, and so I'm thankful for my parents because they kind of like my mom was, kind of a diehard person. She was an immigrant, came here to the country with no money, a dream, and she was a high-profile attorney in Colombia, but came here to sweep floors because she couldn't practice law here, right? And so it was that determination that we saw as little kids that actually just got me going.
Very cool. It was a pleasure having you, Boris. Your story is so inspiring, and I know anyone listening, where can people follow you for more?
Yeah, great. So follow me, I guess, on social media, bsanmore1. But check out my website, our company's website, sanmore.com. I also have an education platform called CREU, Commercial Real Estate University. So you can go to creu.online, and you can find all of my kind of like ways to create wealth there.
Perfect. Thank you so much for
You're
coming
welcome.
in.
Thanks
Thank
for
you for
having me.
doing this
All right,
podcast.
sure.
Make sure you guys like and subscribe for more.